Hello and welcome to Tete a Tete, France 24's flagship interview show. Our guest today is Luis Moreno Ocampo. He is the first chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, and he joins us from Washington. Thank you very much for being with us.
No, my pleasure.
A few days ago, the current chief prosecutor of the ICC, Karim Khan, announced that he was seeking arrest warrants against 3 top Hamas leaders, as well as Israel's prime minister and defense minister, on crimes against humanity and war crimes committed during and after the October 7 attacks. So the charges against the Hamas leaders, Yahya Sinwar, Ismail Haniyeh, Mohammed Daif, include extermination, murder, rape, sexual assault, while the charges against Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant include causing extermination, causing starvation as a method of war, and deliberately targeting civilians. So Mr. Ocampo, Israel is outraged at what he sees as the moral equivalence between the terrorist groups and the state reaction in response to the October 7 massacre. How do you respond to those Israeli feelings?
Well, I'm not sure that all Israelis feel the same. In fact, the family of the hostage are supporting the prosecutor. So I would say I saw the U.S. government reacting that way, Germany and Canada reacting that way, and Netanyahu. But the prosecutor never say they're equal. It's a mistake. The prosecutor say clearly the Hamas leaders commit these crimes, that they're completely different than the allegations against Netanyahu and Gallant. So there's no, I think it's an excuse. I don't understand how it's possible to discuss it's wrong to prosecute both at the same time instead to discuss the crimes committed.
Right. But so you were chief prosecutor, and there was always a possibility about the timing and the way you disclose warrants. Was it a good idea to disclose them at the same time? If you say there's no real equivalence between the being targeted, was it a mistake maybe by Karim Khan to do so, or was it done on purpose?
Well, one interesting thing to be the chief prosecutor is those who support you don't talk, and people attack you, whatever you do. Imagine if Karim Khan prosecuted just Hamas leaders. Oh, that would be an uproar. What happened with the Israeli leaders? Then imagine he prosecuted just Israeli leaders. That would be a disaster. What happened with Hamas? So he did both. Oh, no, it's wrong to be both. Come on. The court is helping us to recover mental sanity, to understand Hamas commit massive crimes, obvious, but Israel cannot commit massive crimes too in response. So that's obvious. And so it's helping us to understand, okay, these are crossing legal limits. And something for me was interesting is Karim Khan did something that is unusual, because I also consult advisors, sometimes external advisors, to check, but he did it publicly, and a very distinguished group of 6, and they were public. So there are 6 very prominent international lawyers reviewing what he said. And in particular, one of them is Theodore Meron. Theodore Meron is himself a survivor of Holocaust. He was in a camp when he was young, and he also was a legal advisor for the Israel government and the U.S. government. So this is a caliber of these people. So come on, Meron has confirmed that it's perfectly right, the request. So this idea that we attack the prosecutor instead to focus on the crimes is a huge mistake.
Right. The prosecutor also said in an interview with CNN that he was sometimes attacked, intimidated. He said there was a senior U.S. official who said, well, the ICC is for thugs like Vladimir Putin and Africans. You were the first chief prosecutor. Did you receive the same kind of pressures, warning from Western states or others?
Well, when you are a prosecutor, you receive this pressure. I was for 3 years managing the Palestine-Israel case because in my time, Palestine requested our intervention, and I concluded, I'm sorry, you're not a state. After that, they became a state recognized by the UN. In my time, I would see, well, there was tough meetings, but you're independent, you can do it. In the case of Karim, it's public because there are senators who send letters to him threatening what you would do. And even Secretary Blinken now is saying they will join the senators. So I don't understand that. In the US, they impeach President Nixon and impeach President Trump for interfering with justice. Okay, interfering with justice is a crime. It's similar at the global level. How is it possible that the US Senate and the US government will establish sanctions to a prosecutor to sanction the person committing the crimes? I think that's completely wrong.
Right, but the Trump administration did this with your successor Fatou Bensouda at some point.
Exactly. Okay, that's why I admire what the prosecutor Khan did it, and I think the International Criminal Court is showing how important it is to have independent people to make judgment. Because everyone talk about rule of law. Law is important. Okay, law has to be implemented by independent and impartial actors, and that's what they are doing. And then U.S. is now rejecting. Whoa, no, it's wrong. And it's not good for Israel. Israel cannot commit crime to protect itself. It's a mistake. Look, the International Criminal Court provides an opportunity to transform a war into justice. For me, it's amazing. You will never destroy Hamas killing the soldiers. You destroy Hamas controlling the money and putting in jail the leaders. That's the strategy. And the ICC could do that. So help Karim Khan to conduct financial investigations. No one is focusing on the money of Hamas.
Right.
Yeah.
Israel said that Karim Khan was about to travel to Israel so that he could see how the decision-making process was made by the Israeli armed forces, aid coming to Gaza, and that what he did essentially canceled that. I mean, is this your sense that Karim Khan refused to engage the Israelis?
I don't know about that. I don't talk to him. But the best argument there, Israel can do two things. One, if an Israeli prosecutor start a case in Israel, a genuine case, that will stop the ICC, definitely. ICC cannot go ahead if there is a genuine national proceedings. So if Netanyahu go to a prosecutor in Israel and say, investigate me, and the prosecutor start investigation and it's genuine, that will stop ICC. That's one way to do it. Second way to do it is Netanyahu, instead to insult the court, and I listened to him saying he has arguments why Israel is providing the humanitarian assistance. Okay, go to the court, say that. Netanyahu could offer the judges, don't issue a warrant. You call me, I will do it. I will talk to you, explain to you why I'm innocent. So they can do that. Mm-hmm. So there are different ways to engage the court, and they can do that.
Right. So right now, what's ahead, a panel of 3 judges has to decide whether to confirm the warrants. Is this a given for you, or could this be changed? Maybe some of the crimes could be taken out, or they could be rejected, or do you think the judges will go ahead and confirm it?
Well, no, the judges are judges. One of them is French, by the way. The judges can decide whatever they want. Even timing is different. In the Putin case, they took 1 month. In the Bashir case, took like 8 months. They can decide to split the decision to do first Netanyahu and after Hamas, or first Hamas after Netanyahu. So no, we don't know what will happen. It's a court of justice. So there are 3 judges, independent judges. They will decide.
Right.
And if the prosecutor disagrees, he can appeal.
Right, which you did in the Bashir case, if I remember correctly. If they're confirmed, this means that all 124 states party to the Rome Statutes are now obliged to implement those warrants. That is to say, arrest some of those or all of those who are targeted by the warrants if they set foot on their soil. This didn't happen when Omar al-Bashir was targeted by a warrant. I remember him traveling to South Africa and to Jordan. Do you think this will be the case?
Well, Bashir was, at the beginning, could not go to South Africa. Then he was invited for a big meeting, and then he had to escape because the South Africa judge ordered his arrest. So he had to escape. It was a shame. So, and that's why President Putin, even he received some guarantees, refused to go to South Africa and to Brazil. So at the minimum, the arrest warrant are a constraint to the leaders. But we can maximize the impact. That's why I think it's a mistake to focus just on the court. The court is doing what it has to do. It's great, and it's giving us a big, I feel much better. Okay, it's order, law is respected. Now, the leaders have to act. That's why, for me, the reaction of U.S., German is disappointing me. How is it possible that President Biden, the German government, is instead to focus on the crimes committed, who, by the way, they are talking about it. Why they are rejecting, the court did exactly what they were saying, because President Biden, imagine, he's concerned about humanitarian assistance so much that he built a port. He built a port to provide U.S. humanitarian assistance. So how is it possible that he instead to say, look, President Netanyahu, you can commit a crime now clearly. How is it possible that he's now targeting the prosecutor? That's why it's not about what the court will do, it's how states react to this.
Luis Moreno Ocampo, that's all we have time for. I want to thank you very much for appearing here on France 24 from Washington, D.C., and thank you all for watching this show.